Did you know that goalkeepers only touch the ball about 2% of the time during a match, but still we're judged on 100% of the goals scored against us? Sounds unfair, right? But here's the harsh truth, no one cares. In today's video, I'm dropping 6 hard-hitting realities every goalkeeper needs to face. These are real, unfiltered facts about what it actually takes to make it as a goalkeeper. By the end, you'll know exactly if you got what it takes or if goalkeeping is not for you. Okay, diving into truth number 1, let me ask you something. Have you ever gone through an entire game barely touching the ball? Maybe your team's dominating and all the action is happening on the other side of the field, and there you are, just waiting. It's like you're in a game, but not really in it. And then there's training. While your teammates are practicing passing drills and working on their technique, you're off to the side, sometimes on your own, working on footwork, diving and catching. And yes, you will feel lonely sometimes, you will be bored, and there will be times when you think about giving up. Goalkeeping is such a unique position. It's not like being an outfield player who's constantly involved in all the play, but that's also what makes it special. When you do get your moment, when that ball comes flying towards the top corner and it's just you standing between a goal and a save, then you'll realize being alone is where goalkeepers really shine. So yeah, goalkeeping can be lonely, but if you learn to accept that, you'll see that it's also the perfect way to build mental toughness and focus. But loneliness is not the only challenge you'll face as a goalkeeper. There's something else, something that can be even tougher to deal with. No matter how long you've been playing, no matter how good you are, this is one thing that never goes away. As a goalkeeper, there's only one spot on the field, which makes things pretty different. It's not like being a midfielder where multiple players can rotate in and out of position. In goal, you're always competing to be the one between the posts. You could be the #1 keeper for months, and then suddenly someone else comes along, hungry to take your spot. And guess what? If you're not putting in the work, they will. It's not always enough to be good. You have to keep proving you deserve the spot game after game, training session after training session. There are no shortcuts in goalkeeping. If you want to stay on the top, there's only one way, and that's hard, consistent work. Because for every day you slack off, someone else is out there grinding, getting better, waiting for their chance. So ask yourself, are you really doing everything you can to stay on top of your game? If not, it's time to start. Alright, now let's talk about something that every goalkeeper dreads, but absolutely needs. It's not glamorous, and to be honest, it can be pretty boring, but if you want to improve, you can't avoid it. Sure, team training is great for tactics and game scenarios, but the truth is, a lot of what makes you a great goalkeeper doesn't happen there. It happens when it's just you, a ball, and what feels like endless repetition. Take footwork for example. You're not going to get quick, sharp movements just from running drills with your team. You've got to put in extra hours on your own, repeating the same drills over and over again. Same goes for your distribution. Want to perfect your kicking and throwing? That comes from hours of practicing by yourself until it becomes like second nature. And diving? You can't always wait for your coach or teammates to help you with that. Sometimes it's just you throwing the ball against the wall or up into the air, diving again and again until you nail it. Yeah, it's repetitive, and sure, it can feel lonely, but there are no shortcuts. The only way to master these skills is through countless hours of solo work, and that's where most goalkeepers fail. They don't want to put in the time alone, doing the unglamorous work. But if you can learn to love the process, if you can show up even when no one's watching, that's when you really become better as a goalkeeper. And look, I know solo training can feel like a grind sometimes. It's tough to stay motivated when you're out there alone, especially when you're not sure what drills to focus on or how to push yourself. That's exactly why I created the Ultimate Self-Training Program. It's fun, challenging, and packed with the exact same drills and routines that help me reach the next level. So if you're serious about making those solo hours count and turn them into real, measurable progress, I'll leave a link below for you to check out. Now let's talk about something just just as important, but a lot harder to hear. No matter how much you train or how prepared you are, there's one harsh truth that every goalkeeper has to face. And let me take you back to one of my toughest moments as a goalkeeper. I was having a great game. I'd made some massive saves, kept my team in it, and honestly, I felt unstoppable. But then, in the last few minutes, I rushed out, misread the ball, and boom, conceded a penalty. One mistake, one wrong move, and suddenly, everything I've done up to that point didn't matter anymore. And that's the reality of being a goalkeeper. You can make 99 perfect saves, but when things go south, that's all everyone will ever talk about. It's tough to accept, but as a goalkeeper, you're judged on the few times things go wrong, not on all the other times when you did well. And yeah, it feels unfair, but that's just part of the job. The key is learning to bounce back. You will make mistakes, there's no escaping that, but when it happens, you have to let go of the criticism, learn from it, and focus on the next ball. No one's perfect. Every goalkeeper, even the best in the world, make mistakes. But what separates them from the rest is their ability to recover, shake it off, and come back even stronger. Okay, so we talked about how people will always remember your mistakes, right? But there's something else that goes hand in hand with that, and this one is even harder to swallow. Let me take you back to another game of mine. I'd be carrying a slight injury all week, and if I'm honest, I probably wasn't at 100%. I knew it, my coach knew it, but I wanted to play anyways. And guess what? Things didn't go as planned, I wasn't fit to play, and we ended up losing the game. Afterwards, I was frustrated. I kept telling myself, if only I wasn't injured, if only I'd been feeling better, blah, blah, blah. But here's the cold hard truth. No one cared. No one cared about my injury, how I wasn't feeling at my best, or what could have been. All they cared about was the result. And that's often the harsh reality of goalkeeping. It doesn't matter if you're injured, if you didn't sleep well, or if you weren't feeling at your best. At the end of the day, it's pretty simple. Did you save the ball? Or didn't you? If you're not fit to play, you either sit out or let your coach make the call. It's that simple, because excuses, they won't change the outcome or your performance. Alright, let's talk about another harsh truth that might sting a little, because guess what? If excuses don't matter, neither do words. And you probably met that player, right? The one who's always talking a big game, yapping about how great they are, how hard they're working, and why they deserve to be in the starting 11. Well, here's the thing, none of that talk means anything, because your coaches, teammates, and even opponents, they don't care about what you say you can do. They only care about what you actually do on the field. So the next time you're tempted to tell everyone how good you are, save your breath and let your hands, your feet, and your consistency do the talking instead. Because at the end of the day, no one's ever going to remember how confident you sounded. They are only going to remember how you actually played. But facing these harsh truths is just the beginning of becoming the goalkeeper you want to be. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? If you're ready to take your training and performance to the next level, then you want to check out my next video right here, where I share the match tips that most goalkeepers don't even realize they need to win.